In this session, we are going to learn grouping. Grouping is very important to create any ledger in Tally. For the same, getting knowledge of grouping is very important. We learn about grouping now. What is groups? Groups are collection of ledgers having same nature. Tally Prime provides a list of groups called predefined groups. The user can create n numbers of subgroups which should be grouped under a primary group or subgroup. There are 28 predefined groups in Tally Prime, out of which 15 are primary groups and 13 are subgroups. 15 primary groups are branch or divisions, capital account, current assets, current liabilities, direct expenses, direct incomes, fixed assets, indirect incomes, investment, loans, miscellaneous expenses, purchase accounts, sales account, suspense account. Next, 13 subgroups are primary group current assets, subgroups, bank accounts, cash in and loans and advances, stock in and deposits, sundry debtors. The primary group current liabilities subgroups are duties and taxes, provisions, sundry creditors. Primary group capital account subgroups are reserves and surplus. The primary group loans subgroups are secured loans, unsecured loans, bank overdraft account. So, now we will see what are the ledgers created under bank account. All banks and their accounts like current accounts, saving account, etc. should be placed under bank account. For example, Union Bank, SBI, SBM, HSBC, etc. Next, bank overdraft accounts. What is bank overdraft accounts? OD is a facility given on current account and on fixed deposits but only for companies and organizations. Next, what is branch or divisions? All company branches or bank branches comes under branch or divisions. For example, Mysore branch, Mangalore branch, Bangalore branch, etc. Next, what is capital accounts? Owners' capital and their drawings are placed under capital account. For example, share capital, partners' capital, proprietors' capital, drawings and withdrawals. Next, we are going to understand about cash in hand. Tally automatically creates cash account in this group. You can open more than one cash account if necessary. Example for cash in hand are petty cash, main cash, administrative cash, etc. Next, what is current assets? The assets which can be converted into cash on sale easily. Example for current assets: cash in hand, cash at bank, sundry debtors, bills receivable, prepaid insurance, stock, etc. Next, what is fixed assets? The assets which cannot be converted into cash easily and on conversion which affects your business. Example for fixed assets are land, building, plant, machinery, furnitures, etc. Next, what is current liabilities? The amount which we have to pay from business to others within a shorter period is called current liabilities. Example for current liabilities are sundry creditors, bills payable, provisions, advance from customers, etc. Next, what is loans liabilities? Loans taken from others, loans that a company has borrowed, typically long-term loans. Example for loans liability are bank overdraft account and party names. Next, we are going to understand what is secured loans. Loans taken with security, term loans or other long or medium term loans which are obtained against security of some assets. Tally does not verify the existence of the security. Next, what is unsecured loan? Loans obtained without any security. That is, loans taken without security. For example, loans from directors or partners or outside parties. Next, what is deposits? Deposits contain fixed deposits, security deposits, or any deposits made by the company not received by the company, which is a liability. Example for deposits are fixed deposits, security deposits, electricity deposits, telephone deposits, deposit in other companies, rental advance, etc. Next, what is investments? Investment account like investment in shares, bonds, government securities, long-term bank deposits accounts, and so on. This allows you to view the total investments made by the company. Example for investments: shares, bonds, government securities, and investment in other companies. Next, we are going to understand duties and taxes. All the duties and taxes that you collect or pay through sales and purchase transactions. Example for duties and taxes: GST, VAT, CST, FBT, custom duty, etc. Next, what is direct expenses? The expenses which do not have any regular or fixed period to pay. These are manufacturing or direct trading expenses. Example for direct expenses are wages, auto fare, freight charges, service charges, delivery charges, etc. What is indirect expenses? Indirect expenses is expenses which have limited or fixed period to pay and which are regular in nature. These are miscellaneous non-sale expense accounts. Example for indirect expenses are salary expenses, rent expenses, telephone expenses, electricity expenses, etc. Next, what is direct incomes? All incomes which do not have regular period to receive. You may also use this group for accounts like servicing, contract charges that follow sales of equipment. Example for direct expenses are professional charges received, wages received, service charges received, etc. What is indirect incomes? Indirect income is an income which are regular in nature, which has limited period to receive. These are miscellaneous non-sale income accounts. Example for indirect incomes are rent received, commission received, interest received, dividend received, etc. Next, we are going to understand about loans and advance. All loans and advances given to employees and for others. For example, salary advance, festival advance, tour advance, loan to employees, rent advance, etc. Next, what is miscellaneous expenses? The expenses which are unexpected in nature apart from direct and indirect expenses. For example, preliminary expenses, fire, theft, accident, leakage, breakage, etc. Next, we are going to understand about provisions. All payables should be grouped under provisions. Example for provisions are salary payables, rent payables, electricity payables, telephone payables, etc. Next, purchase accounts. What is purchase accounts? Whatever the company do purchases either in the trading or manufacturing company, all comes under purchase account. Example for purchase account are raw material purchase, goods purchase, interstate purchase, local purchase, tax on purchases, etc. Next, what is sales account? Whatever the company do sales either in the trading company or manufacturing company, all comes under sales account. Example for sales accounts are finished goods, local sales, interstate sales, raw material sales, sales at 10%, sales at 5%, sales at exempt, domestic sales, export sales, etc. Next, what are reserves and surplus? For the future purpose, the company do reserve out of profit gained. For example, share reserves, capital reserves, stock reserves, general reserves, etc. Next, what is stock in hand? The unsold goods which is laying in the godown are called stock in hand, which means readily available. These groups helps us to know opening stock and closing for a particular financial year. Next, who is sundry debtors? Sundry debtor is a person who owes money to the business. When you sell the products or service, party will be sundry debtors. For example, Ace Computers, GR Infotech, Technocon, Builders, etc. Who is sundry creditors? Sundry creditor is a person to whom business owes money. When you purchase the product or service, party will be sundry creditors. For example, Sanjay Infotech, Nakoda and Company, Girias, etc. Next, what do you mean by suspense? The company used suspense ledger to track the money paid or recovered, the nature of which is not yet known. The most common example is money paid for traveling advance, whose details will be known only upon submission of the TA bill, that is, traveling allowance bill. Some companies may prefer to open such accounts under suspense account which does not have a clear definition. Thank you.